This is Kai-Ying. He's 3 years old and cute as a button. In 2011, little Kai-Ying was seriously injured by a bombie when it exploded in front of his house. He is blind and cannot see. He suffers from constant pain from his injuries. He lives in Bontong village with his very large extended family. They all work very hard on their lands to yield about $125 per year, which is barely enough to survive. Though it may seem that they live a very poor life, in fact they have a very much richer life in family. Kai-Ying is very giving and very sharing. He shares everything he has with everybody at all times. So little Kai-Ying is like the most adorable child.
He told him that America gave to him.
The American people come to
Say that again.
He's a smart kid. No?
I think he's very smart and very loving. Couldn't have happened to a better kid.
Everyone talked about Vietnam. Cambodia came under the spotlight, but Laos, it's almost sometimes as though it never existed.
Yet there was a war here, a secret war, one of the biggest bombing campaigns in history. Those on the ground will never forget. Laos, a tiny corner of Southeast Asia, saturated with unexploded bombs.
These damn bomblets are going off all over Laos, killing children and peasants.
Northern Laos, a land of remote villages where people still live much as they did long ago, gathering their food from the land. But this land that feeds them also holds a hidden danger, which more than 30 years ago fell from the sky. Between 1964 and 1973, the United States conducted a massive air war against Laos, dropping so many bombs as to make Laos, with its 2.5 million people, the most heavily bombed country in history. This was a secret war, in violation of the Geneva Accords, and kept secret from Congress and the American people. The most feared type of bomb used was a newly developed weapon known as a cluster bomb. An estimated 90 million cluster bombs were dropped on Laos. Many never exploded, leaving the countryside littered with millions of unexploded bombs, or bombies.
I'd read the figures, the 9 years of bombing, the tonnage, all the rest of it, but I'd never seen a landscape like that. It was unimaginable. I had never ever experienced anything on that scale from a technical point of view. I'd seen big minefields. I'd seen some of the horrific situations that happen from scatterable mines in Afghanistan, but I'd just never seen a society that was so impregnated with ordnance.
In late November of 2012, Give Children a Choice paid a visit to the Yang family to find out what happened. Growing up ethnic Hmong, children learn to do chores very early in age, and Kai-Ying was no different. Every day, he followed his teen uncles to work in the fields. It was a cold morning, and the brothers decided to make a fire so that they can warm themselves. Unbeknownst to them, there was a fire underneath the ground, one that would change. Both boys suffered multiple metal shrapnel cutting into their bodies.
but it was not life-threatening, except for Kai-Ying, who was so small, so close to the fire. The flying hot metal, razor-sharp metal pieces sliced into his nose, up to the back of his nasal passage, and lodged in the back of his orbital socket.
Kai-Ying's dad immediately ran out of their hut and raced to the area where Kai-Ying got hurt, and he picked him up, and he never lost consciousness. He just kept saying, "Paul, I'm in pain. Paul, I'm in pain." Ironically, Lao doctors are not trained in trauma surgery and have no experience in taking care of trauma victims that have been hurt badly by bombies. The typical way of taking care of a bombie victim is to amputate and stitch them together.
Meet Dr. Natawut Warnamkong, one of Bangkok's rising stars in the world of ocular surgery. He practices his art and science at the prestigious Bombies International Hospital in the heart of Bangkok. There he works his magic on a very set of high-profile people, such as Saudi princes and even celebrities, who seek him out because of his excellent skills. Affectionately called Goff to friends and family, Dr. Natawut has another side to him. He has a passion for helping people who cannot afford his services. Dr. Natawut's humanitarian desires would bring him to Laos not only to provide eyesight-saving surgeries, but also to impart knowledge to the rural doctors who cannot afford training at no cost to them. In Laos, his sidekick is Dr. Petsamon, a brilliant Lao eye doctor who was very instrumental in introducing Give Children a Choice to Dr. Natawut.
This is Dr. Natawut and Kai-Ying's first meeting. It was definitely not love at first sight. Kai-Ying was struggling, very frightened, and scared of what was happening. There was definitely no trust involved. After his examination and gathering all of the evidence, he would talk to the parents and everyone else. Dr. Natawut explains the seriousness of Kai-Ying's extensive injuries. He recommends having the surgery done in Bangkok rather than here in Laos, since it lacked modern equipment and experienced personnel. It was a very scary time for the Yangs. They were simple country folk, and this was a little bit over their heads. It was also a very scary time for Give Children a Choice, since this is something very new to them and they had never encountered such a situation like this before. Sensing our intrepidation, Dr. Natawut kindly recommended that he do the surgery at no charge, and he would also be asking his fellow physicians to also donate their services to help Kai-Ying overcome this great tragedy that has happened in his life. To him, it was about righting the wrongs of the past. The good news came very quickly. Dr. Natawut told us that he was scheduling surgery very soon. Please come. Since Kai-Ying's eyes were in a questionable state, it was not advisable to take an airplane, so Give Children a Choice drove all the way to Bangkok. Upon arrival in Bangkok, everyone was amazed at the skyscrapers and the tall buildings and the concrete grounds. It was a major culture shock to Kai-Ying and his dad, and even Tao Chin. As soon as Kai-Ying arrived at Bombies International Hospital, he was met by a slew of doctors and nurses ready to give him their best medical attention. Unfortunately, as fate would have it, he developed a very serious respiratory infection. The surgery would have to be delayed until he was well again. Immediately, he was put on antibiotics and cold medicines with multiple nebulizer treatments daily to clear up the phlegm. It would take over 7 days of extra care to clear him up for surgery and to run the necessary tests to rule out whether or not he had any function in his eyes.
Sadly, there was none. The Bombi had done its damage.
Finally, the big day came where Kai had to be admitted to surgery. Many things ran through our minds. Would he survive surgery? What would he look like? How would he feel? Our fears and trepidation were quickly allayed by Dr. Natterwood meeting us and speaking with us. By the time it was time for Dr. Natterwood to go into surgery, all our fears were allayed, and we were happy and confident that he would do his best for our little Kai.
Study about the framework of the orbit.
Oh my goodness.
And they have seen the frame bodies in two pieces in the real 3D dimension, something like the real skull. And he asked the company to do this one. And if you see this one, you're gonna see the frame body two pieces in the orbit. And it shows that the direction, like we see, is destroy the nose, the floor of the orbit, and the foreign body is stuck inside.
This is like CSI.
Yeah, and the foreign body is very dirty, and they have the surrounding of the lesion. They have the pus because but the body of the patient try to kill the foreign body, and they have the thick capsule encapsulated that one. So it's lucky that the pus inside located in the thick capsule that wall off by it not spread to the brain. That is wall off. But when we open that one, we see a lot of pus coming out. So irrigation and remove the whole thing and clean and wash many 10 times to make sure that the foreign body is all gone. And the foreign body is this one. You can see this one.
Oh my god! Wow, you could. Oh my god!
Yeah, this is the first one. The first small one.
Was that from the left eye or the right eye?
On the right.
Same eye.
And this is a small particle middle. Oh, it's middle.
Oh my
and they have the particle of the soil and the rock.
The dirt, the rocks.
The small rock.
Oh gosh.
Soil surrounding this one because it maybe come out from the underground.
Oh wait.
This is.
Oh wow! What is that? What is that?
The artificial eye.
Oh.
When the sun sunshine, we're gonna put the artificial eye. This is when he sleep.
Oh my gosh!
This is new nose.
Oh my gosh!
This this is the person who made the nose.
Genius. Oh my gosh. So let me get this straight. You put in a prosthetic. Yeah.
Adjust the volume of the orbit.
Oh.
So I decided not to remove the eye on the left yet because of the volume is inappropriate volume. So
I see.
we can put the artificial eye inside. And because this one is a lot of sweat.
Yes.
So quite so difficult to adjust the volume on both sides. And when we try to put this one, it look fine. And I think we remove this one and let the sweating subside and then put the other eye pretty symmetrical. But on this eye, it's not maybe too invasive to do on the left side. So we can wait. It's better because we can do both eyes. After surgery, maybe too invasive. And I think when you put the other eye, it looks pretty good and look quite so similar.
Look, Raccoon. Look.
Yeah. This is after put the artificial eye, so it's look quite fine. So we will follow this one first.
So you think that maybe you will be removing the right eye at some point? Yes.
And we need to put the intravenous antibiotic for control infection.
It's hard to imagine that such a flaming, burning, blistering, hot piece of metal can fly into a baby's eyes and face and not kill him instantly. This alone was a miracle.
Kayang is suddenly very quiet, very pensive as he takes it all in. He later tells his father that he needs to bury it so that it will never hurt his mother or his baby sister ever again. One morning, Kayang says, "Pa, I see the light." The prognosis for Kayang's recovery is very good, even though he has several more series of surgeries to look forward to. We know now that he has a better future and he's going to be so much more healthier.
I think they said that they're going to take the stent out next week, which is a big difference from a year. So
it's been a long 2.5 weeks waiting for Kayang to recover well enough to go home. Here is Dr. Natawood giving Kayang one of his last checkups before he gets the green light to go home.
So victim is not only the victim itself, but the people affected by the accident.
So how are you feeling after seeing Kayang today?
Well, we've had this whole discussion. our concerns are realities. Whole string of concern, cleanliness, environment, getting to finish the operation, in the future.
So we're here today, and Kaying has suffered a relapse and not doing very well today. He's got a fever and he's got a respiratory infection that's mad crazy. Back to where he was. My concern right now is that he has an operation on April 18th, and I'm just wondering if he's going to make it. This is very serious. This Bombie has ruined his entire life. He's going to be going to hospitals, in and out, and he'll never get better. That's his life. And it's a shame.
How does he stent?
I don't even think the stent looks too good, believe it or not. The stent is sticking out so much.
Getting pushed out.
Exactly. So, you know, I would like to even get him to the hospital sooner.
Let me ask. Ask Raku, had the stent come out and they had to push it back in.
ทอได้รุดออกบ่ทอดังได้รุดออกบ่แล้วเข้าคืนมา Yes.
April 18th arrives, and we are back at the Bombies Hospital, and Kaying has his second series to repair his nose.
Look at all the cookies and candy that Kaying got. Wow. Look at that. Wow. He can open up his own store. Tell Barkun that. Tell Kaying.
I cannot keep a secret.
บอกเอาไปขายบอก
'Cause I know that I feel it.
What did he say?
It's everywhere inside of me. It's every air I breathe.
Say that again.
No, I just yell. I eat.
I cannot keep a secret.
What's he doing?
He's everywhere inside of me. He's every air I breathe. I cannot keep a secret.
Because of Dr. Natawood's great kind heart and medical talents, Kaying's future is in such a better place. He is now going to be going to a very nice school in Thailand that specializes in children with special needs, and he will be visiting Dr. Natawood from time to time to update on his latest list of surgical needs. Thank you, Dr. Natawood.
I cannot keep a
Good.
บอกเราให้รักษามันของเราออก
He's the one who gave. He's the one who lives. I cannot keep a secret. You won't believe me now. Soon he will reveal to you. Yeah, yeah. And let you
Leaving Bangkok was very, very bittersweet. We had gone through such a rough ride, but meeting so many beautiful people, so many beautiful, caring people who gathered together to help this little boy who was so badly injured by a bombie. It was truly a miracle. As the end of the year comes, and it is the anniversary of Kaying's meeting with Give Children a Choice and Dr. Nadawood, his life is now forever changed for the better, with new opportunities for him to live a full life. Give Children a Choice has arranged for him and his father to go to a progressive school for the blind in Khao Yai, a mountainous resort in northern Thailand which looks and feels like Siem Quang, minus the Bombies. There, Kaying will flourish like the happy child he was meant to be. Yes, miracles do happen, even if you live in the land of Bombies. As Kaying returns home to his mom, he is very happy just to be with her and the entire family.
No flying?
No flying, yeah.
No flying, okay. When can he fly?
Several months from
now. Oh, okay, all right. No wings.
No wings.
Okay.